Welcome back, mi amigos and mi amigas, to the second series of the day, that being TBA versus EGP. You know what? It just didn't rhyme. Why can't I change it EGA? But you know, it's fine. We'll see EGA later on in the season, I'm sure. Ravishing guys joined here yet again by veteran and Solaria to, at this point in time, you know, after a fantastic 3-game series, veteran, I'm sure, is an all-time high, and he's also about ready to, you know, walk into this matchup. But before that, we should check a bit on the results on the path to LCS, which we didn't talk about, but only one person got that prediction right, veteran. Isn't that right?
True.
I can't believe the Cincinnati Fear actually beat Jake's Kittens, which is nuts.
Yeah. That was so apparently Jake's Kittens were rolling in with a sub. I was completely unaware of that. But yeah, I mean, congrats Cincinnati Fear. I just bent reality the moment I openly broadcast my passion for Jake's Kittens. These things, they do happen.
Yeah, I respect it, but you know, shout out Travis, the only person who predicted that correctly. Sly, you did not predict that correctly.
No,
thoughts?
No, absolutely not. No one could have seen that one coming. No.
I mean, you say that, yet one man.
I think the person in the most disbelief right now is Travesty for being right.
But it worked. The play worked. Like, he's in a losing position, so if you just flip it on that and you're right, now he's gaining. He's gaining on everyone else because everyone else went EG.
So let's continue. I mean, yeah, because let's continue on gaining forward here, friends, with the RO matchup of EGP and TBA. Let me get you real quick, high-level 30-word thoughts on this. With Solaria first, I'll be counting.
All right, I'm excited. 1, Mia. 2, Doxa. 3, the entire team. I'm excited.
That was like 15, but sure. Veteran, you now have 15 left.
I only have 50. Oh, wait, do those count?
yes, they did. Come on, they carry over. Math.
TBA can win.
Okay, cool. So these are your overall high-level thoughts. We have 20 words that are being used and 10 remaining. I'll use this for myself. Yay, woo, yay, woo, yay, woo. Cool, all right. That probably rounds it all up. So let's dive a bit into how our thoughts and how we might potentially influence the game with our very own analysis of what is about to happen. Veteran, I'll start off with you on this. You had some strong feelings on EGP.
I do. It was really interesting watching their games versus Tucker Gaming that were far closer than a lot of people thought that they would be. And what I was starting to notice was that EGP is a team that's very capable of winning fights that are happening in open lane-based scenarios. When it comes to actually contesting neutrals, that's where Tucker Gaming were actually able to make things happen. Which is quite interesting because what we were talking about on the desk when I got things wrong again with LG is that CLG developing in a way where they could potentially counter TBA where TBA are strongest, which is those neutral objective contests. They're very, very, very good at controlling river scenarios when it comes to Drakes, Elders, even Heralds really early on into the game. But that is actually where EGP is weakest. So for me, it looks like EGP's win will be heavily dependent on this heavy top-based gameplay that we see them play, but also if they can extend that in a macro sense. And the last team we had that we knew were better individually and we knew wanted to play the game in that lane-based way was Maryville, and they ended up losing to a team that was able to counter them on their mistakes there as well. So I actually do see a strong chance that TBA can take the fight to EG.
Interestingly enough, you mentioned a specific point about how lane by lane EGP, you know, may necessarily just be as strong, if not stronger, than TBA in itself. And I believe that's a point that you also had here, Solaria, on how you truly believe that it is just team diff at this point for themselves.
I think genuinely, just head-to-head each player between the two teams, EGP comes out on top 5 for 5. I genuinely think they just have 5 better players. Is that the better team? I don't know. I think they have the upper hand. I think they can absolutely take it. I think I agree with Veteran that we're gonna see a mostly top centric series. We're gonna see the most the focus up there. Might even see like more of a 4v4 match, not necessarily 3v3, where supports are playing the top side as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think if EGP gets that kind of early lead at all in any game, they will run away with it though. I think if they have that early lead and they start to play that top centric gameplay, I think the game is just theirs.
And it might potentially be because on the other end, though, a matchup we all personally wanted to highlight is all the way on the other end of the rift, that being the bot lane between these two teams, Veteran. And specifically, we've talked about Mia and Massa almost the entire season, but Mia especially, who's done insane.
Yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm really impressed with Mia's champ pool as well, because she's playing these very, very aggressive champions. You see Lucian there. We also saw her pick Vayne into Ezreal. These heavy all-in champions that are very good in these isolated scenarios that Solaria quite rightly says we think they'll be in. And Masu, on the other hand, just because he's not going for these kinds of heavy counter picks doesn't mean he's not playing aggressive himself. He has a lot to prove. It was an absolute bloodbath in the bottom lane against CLG Faith. It didn't always go in his favor, but he was at least going for these things. I think Mia is the more skilled ADC of the two, and it's probably going to accept if Masu wants to try something today. But Masu is a young player with a lot to prove. Once he did start winning fights on the Ezreal, he started popping off, ended up with 10 kills at least. He was in double digits on both stats and not in the death stat. So if Masu does get a hold on bot lane, we could see a massacre there for completely different reasons, absent of this grouping that EGP like to force around top.
Mm-hmm. And so you on your end too. Now you already did mention how just lane by lane everybody is necessarily better, and even the bot lane matchup do something that we ourselves, and I think you as a player, so you can speak on personally, because considering these isolated matchups, it's not something that you get quite often. It is a luxury, you could say.
Absolutely. I mean, I think I did say I think EGP is the better ADC, but I think head to head, Mia will want us to try and skill check the other ADC at some point. At some point, if they get that isolated 1v1, they will try to skill check, and it can go either way. I think if Mia wins the first one, they'll win everyone from there. If they lose the first one, you never know. Maybe they can run away with the game. I don't know. But I think the aggressiveness of Mia can be a strength and a weakness. And we'll see how it plays.
Well, I agree with everything you're saying, and what the question for me is maybe the fact that she plays so aggressively, is that not a cause for maybe EGP to play more to her if this top style focus doesn't work? If you end up having to contest these guys at neutrals, why not do that with your AD carry being really fed? So I'm interested to see if they struggle against TB in the first game, if they make that adaptation and start playing more towards Mia.
More for sure, because Mia has mentioned in saying that she does love playing these main character champions. So perhaps you might see a bit more of a bot centric game. But currently, I did want to quickly get your predictions. Solaria first. How are we feeling about today?
I've got the 2-0 for EGP. I think it'll be a pretty clean series.
Unsurprised. Better. What do you have for me? Can we get a 2-0 day from you?
If you do, it's going to be in style, because I'm actually going to say 2-1 for TBA on this.
Oh, you're changing things up. Okay, yeah, that's fine. I respect it, but because you know why? I'm a TBA man myself. I think it's clear to me, because look, bro, they got half the team or more so on UST. I says 2-0, the boy Robbie, the boy Kitsu, the boy Chookies are all on there, and they're carrying the momentum forward. You could call it bias. It probably is, but Cassie, y'all let me know, are you as biased as I am? What's up?
Thank you so much, Ravish. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, I'm feeling EGP tonight, man. I don't know, what do you think, Beatdown?
I'm feeling EGP too. Robbie Kitso, please don't ping me on Twitter. It's definitely a close one. I actually agree, because we were talking about it before going live. How Veteran was talking why he thinks TBA could legitimately win the series, and I think that's honestly, he made some really valid points, and they are a really strong looking team. I didn't expect Taco and 100 Thieves next to go to 3, but I'm expecting this one to go to 3, and I think this was the hardest. I think this was the hardest match of the night to predict. Cincinnati Fear doesn't really count. That was whatever, man.
I'll flip the coin. I'm saying 2-0 for EGP. I think
they're
gonna take the bag, they're gonna run it, and they're gonna be out of here. And like you said, these are two teams with really stacked rosters. Like you thought 100 Thieves was bad. This is also just a team to be looking out for. And even over on T-Pending, if I'm not mistaken, they got the chance from C-Lol over there. So that's like they feeling like kings right now.
That's right. 3/5 of this roster, Robbie Bob, Kitsuo, and Chuki's all just won C-Lol over the weekend and playing against CLG Faith. Yesterday, people were like, oh, they're just flying in. Yeah, they won. Yeah, they're really strong. But everybody except for, it was like me and like one other person said CLG Faith was going to win. And, well, they didn't.
Didn't quite happen, did it?
Yeah, TBA, bro. The flights, no problem. Sleep, who needs it? We're gamers, Echo. That's what they said.
True.
And they actually just looked so good.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a performance, Zalias, but it is quarterfinals, and so that means we already sent Team Taco Gaming packing, and tonight we send it someone else packing. Whether it's going to be Evil Genies Prodigies or if it's going to be Team Pendant has yet to be seen. Like one of them's going home. We're just evil like that. We got send someone else home. It's like we can't. Only a little bit of sadness, not enough. Nah, 2 teams, get them out of here.
That's what it is, man. Single elim, top 8. Already a good start for getting points to qualify for PG, but you want to get further. You want to get a little more. You want that cushion when you're going into the next qualifier, trying to set yourself up for as much success as possible going into proving grounds. That's what these teams are looking for here. And I mean, Evil Genius Prodigies, they're a team that a lot of people had a lot of faith in going into the next qualifier. Not expecting them to look as good as they have been so quickly. And I'm one of those people, but I'm very impressed with how much they've improved over these last couple of weeks. And they are really starting to play like a top 2 team in amateur.
Definitely. I mean, just looking at the lineups, anyone in particular you think we already obviously saw the head matchup, right? But anyone else that you kind of want to cast your eyes upon that people need to be looking out for this time around?
I think it's Yukino. I think already after such, this is his first team, very young player, but I think has already shown really strong performances and shows so much promise going forward. And of course, like I also got a echo the sentiment of Mia in the bottom lane, also new player to the amateur scene, also looking damn good.
Yeah, I just want to scream Doxa Diff. That's really all I want to do.
Man.
Like,
I know.
That's like, come on, like this is too easy. That's really what I'm looking for. I need to get that Doxa Diff in my life, bro.
Just gotta get the quota.
Exactly, you gotta hit the quota. I'm curious to see. I'm serious to see Kutsuo actually. I'm gonna throw it to the other side. He's skilled jungle. He's aggressive as hell, and I mean he's been on a lot of different teams, so he's been collecting, assimilating that experience into his big brain. And if he brings it out tonight, they might just take this thing. You never know.
They very well could. Like, and again, I voted for EGP, but this one is tough. I think TBA are definitely one of the higher end teams we have at this tournament. Really strong. I think the big thing for me is their mid jungle. It's Kitsuo and Robbie Bob. And Robbie Bob, who I feel like is a little slept on. He's a really consistent player. Really strong on mages. Has the spicy picks. Kitsuo has some spicy picks for himself as well. And for TBA to really win things out, I am also looking at their mid jungle because of how impactful they are in that mid to late game to be able to get things in their favor.
Well, why talk about it when we can just get right into it? So let's get draft number 1 underway. GP gonna be starting over on the blue side, and T-Pending looking to go over to the red side as we get some of the bans up. And already Rengar being taken off the block. I love that. I hate Rengar, and I don't ever want to see him anywhere. Like, that is my perma ban in solo queue as well. So I respect it.
I'm laughing because you would hate watching their previous games then or in C-Lol because Kitsu and Robbie Bob, they play that Ivor and Rengar, man, and that is it's brutal stuff. So the respect ban is coming through, which you love to see from EGP. And it's funny because I forgot about it until I saw the Rengar ban. But that one makes a lot of sense. I think taking away strong picks for Faisal in the top lane is good too. He's a player who gets a lot of focus on this EGP roster. I mean, of the 5 rather, he's the only returning member. So you can see, and it shows in the play, in the amount of attention he gets on the top side. He's a player they really believe in. So taking away things like Gwen, like that.
Yeah, gotta respect it. Gotta absolutely respect it, especially when stakes are as high as they are. No second chances. You get sent home packing, you're gone. You're done. All the work from these past 3 weeks have been for naught. So you gotta make it count. You gotta make it count.
Right, you're already seeing more. Now we're seeing bans go towards the jungle. The Wukong ban, interesting on blue side. EGP not interested in playing it, meaning that they're also not wanting to let that one go over TBA. So that makes me wonder what the priority is going to be for Yukino in the jungle, if that's even something they want to pick for. Of course, a lot of strong junglers still up and available. Something like the Talia that we haven't seen many bans thrown towards is still up and available, still quite strong as well.
True. And I mean, obviously with these jungles being taken off, right? We know that Yukino, I mean, he's an aggressive jungler, right? He likes to get up in these fights. He likes to get up in these scufflings. And so, all right, I'm curious to see what that next ban is going to be. The center ban coming out as well from EG Prodigies. Respectable. See it. Curious to see it. Yeah? Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say, it's starting to seem like a very common blue side ban just because of how powerful Senna Tahm Kench is shown to become on this patch. So it's not surprising we see that one taken through. Me as Lucian, also a good shout. You don't want to be letting her get the Lucian on me. It's just not okay.
Yeah, no, never okay. And when you put it in the hands of someone like them, then it's not okay. Then it's like, I can't even think of like, it's not a double negative, but then you get the third not, and so it's not. Yeah, exactly. You got to stack them,
Right, and now we got EGP. They grabbed themselves the Talia that was open and available, likely going into the hands of Doxa, but I'm just saying, Talia jungle is kind of popping right now. So I want to know who the first team is going to be pulling that one out. It can't just be me who thinks this. But regardless, the Karthus is definitely a big one here, and this is like a big flex for TBA. I'm pretty sure, I know Kitsuo and Robbie play it. I'm almost certain Masu has a game on it too. So you just don't know where this is going.
I gotta keep the cards close to the chest this time around, especially with these first couple of picks, right? Don't want to be giving away your strategy just yet, but I feel like we can definitely kind of narrow it down a little bit now with this picked up. Look.
Yeah, see, now we know Masu gonna be on the Ezreal. I mean, even when the Senna is away, you do put him on more of these safe lane picks so that they can move around, so they can have Chukis move around and affect the rest of the map. Sync up with Kitsuo like we see them do over and over again. And that's why we're seeing, whoa, so they want the safe lane, EGP. They insta-lock the Twitch Yumi saying like, yeah, no problem, we'll scale up too.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, you do what you got to do. Like to see it. And I'm curious to see how Mia's going to be piloting that one. With the next pick coming out from TBA, how they're going to respond is going to mean the world. Leona, okay.
Yeah, that one makes a lot of sense there. Again, it was kind of like what we saw in the previous series with 100 Next and Taco Gaming. It's less about the lane, more about trying to get Chukis around the map. So again, move with your jungler, move with your team to be able to set up some of these plays. We know TBA are really good at doing outside of that laning phase. So it ends up being a pretty strong pick, and you do give yourselves a little bit more of that agency in the earlier parts of the game, unlike something like the Yumi, where you are kind of hanging back a little bit more, trying to scale up a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially when that level 2 comes around. Like EGP is gonna have to be careful in that ball lane. If they manage to get themselves caught out somehow, they're in for a bad time. Obviously, they have a lot of poke potential, right? Coming out with the poison from the Twitch, and you have the Q as well from the Yumi. But regardless, it's always the one Zenith play you don't expect. And then next thing you know, it's just a double kill in the bot lane, and you just lost it all.
100%. Now we're seeing just the solo laners taken off the board here for both of these teams. And of course, Yukino, another jungle option removed for him since they haven't grabbed that one for themselves. And I like the Zed ban. Yesterday, we saw Kitsuo run the Zed, and it was something to behold. I'll tell you that one, Echo. It was nasty.
Well, hey, that's why you take it off the board here. Don't want to risk it. Don't want to risk anything at all with stakes being this high. And so we do see Poppy actually getting locked in here. Well, Hover, okay, it's going to get locked in. They want to get baited.
Yeah, and I mean, realistically, that makes me think it's the Karthus mid, just because I'm still thinking Poppy Jungle is a pretty solid pick at the moment here. I mean, you got a lot of, your early clear is fine. You have a lot of gank potential in CC. And that's kind of where I'm going with that one, but a lot is still up in the air for TBA's side. So really utilizing red side to make it unclear about what's going on here, because I'm not sure about Poppy top at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of
I am sure. I don't like it. I just, figured might as well just come out with it. Just let it go.
Yeah, you gotta say how it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, we do see the Vladimir being locked in here, meanwhile, for EG Prodigies as well. So with the last pick being Hover here. See, give us the last second. Really gonna make us wait. Ooh, the Hecarim.
Woo!
Okay, not something we've seen quite as often, actually.
No, it definitely fallen out of favor just a little bit here, but Hecarim Yumi is a combination, the stuff of nightmares, man.
Yeah,
That's what they're-
kind of nasty.
yeah, so that's what they're going for here, clearly, and really, and this ends up being, I don't know. I'm not gonna look at TBA's side yet because I'm honestly pretty confused about what we're gonna see until that last pick ends up coming through. Okay, so it's
my
Viego. Wait, but I'm pretty sure. Doesn't Topo play Viego top? This is so painful. I'm waiting for the swap, man. I can't do this no more. EGP though, that's a comp. Right? It's a lot more
Let's see.
clear to me.
Drum roll.
Okay, so it is
Okay,
Poppy
okay.
top.
All right. Yeah, Poppy top, and they are going to be sending Robbie Bob on that Karthus into the mid lane. Going into the Talia, how you feel about that?
I've never seen that matchup. I gotta believe you're outranged as Karthus. So I can't imagine you're going to be doing as much in terms of like winning HP trades. We'll have to see how that one plays out. But I mean, this is a pretty signature pick for Robbie Bob. And I mean, later on, you do scale up really well. You do offer a lot of damage, a lot of utility with that global, with the Requiem, and it just kind of makes plays in the side lane that much better when you're trying to shift a lot of your members to one side of the map. Even if Robbie's not there, you can just quickly press that R key and boom, impact. I'm helping.
Yeah, exactly. It's a win-win. It's like, even if you're not doing much, you clicked R, right? You were there. You made something happen. It's like you
You get the assist gold.
Yeah, exactly. It's all, that's what it's all about. And you can just say, yeah, I was there. Look at the damage graphs. I did quite a bit of damage, and it's like, okay, yeah. Well, I guess we gotta give it to you.
Yeah, and you look at EGP side too, where on their end, like you have this Hecarim champ, you haven't seen very much in organized play lately,
Yeah.
but it is a little bit more about just power farming, not doing a whole lot other than trying to get to level 6 as quickly as you can, so you can set up for a lot of those dives. And I mean, you pair it with the Yumi final chapter, Onslaught of Shadows, people are moving. Their whole job is just to stand still while you kill them, and it sets up really well too because Mia is playing the Twitch, and I think realistically, even though there's a lot of ways this one works out, I'm looking at Mia because Twitch is that really insane late game hyper carry. Even though we don't see it very often, it does fit into that category with your Jinxes, with your Aphelioses. The damage is crazy. That seems like what EGP are setting themselves up for.
Yeah, definitely. It's like, if you let that Twitch get behind you, or even just like get a slight flank going, pop the ultimate, you're done. You are gonna get shredded through. Now, of course, you have Toppo on the Poppy, is with that ultimate especially gonna give those opportunities to kind of get certain champs out of the fight, or just reposition them as needed. You have the solar flare and just so much CC obviously coming out from Chuki's on the Leona, which should allow you to kind of get into that back lane. So I am curious to see how safe Mia is gonna be, and it's really gonna come down to positioning.
True, and you do have a lot of help. To be fair. Yumi, the healing is going to be going through. You have a decent front line as well, and threat with Faisal. So I think EGP have set up pretty well for this Twitch. The question is just going to be, especially when it comes to having things like Yumi Hecarim, for TBA, you're kind of, even though you have good scaling tools, in a way you're on a clock. Because that's really hard to deal with later on into the game. Hecarim becomes unkillable. He becomes just such a problem that you can't realistically deal with. And yeah, the Keeper's Verdict is pretty nice, especially around neutral objectives from Topo. But if you end up falling behind, there isn't going to be as much you can do with it.
Yeah, definitely not. We're just seeing your average 5-man setup here. Nothing too crazy going on. It is game 1, just trying to feel out, feel out the waters, see what's going down here. Wait for game 2, 3 before you start really making these aggressive pushes happen, as we saw in our last series. And so far, level 1 shenanigans going to be going down.
Yeah, not really expecting it to this time around, as was fun as that may end up being. So far, again, I think as Kitsuo, especially being that jungler, we know who's pretty aggressive, prone to making a lot of early game plays. That's kind of who I'm looking towards in the early game to try and make something happen for the side of TBA. Because you talk about, again, like how important it is for them to be able to get ahead early, not fall too far behind against what EG Prodigies are running. And that kind of starts with the Viego, because you have time. Yukino, unless there's a pretty obvious play in his favor, as Hecarim pre-6, you're just looking to full clear, do it again and again.
Yep, exactly. Just keep running it back. And overall, I am very curious, though, this bot lane already. Bit of aggressive movement here, and with that featured, obviously, that head-to-head matchup here, Mia and Masu. Really interested to see how these two are going to play it. Oh, already. Okay. The
Oh,
aggression
that's
already
big.
coming out. The ignite as well. Not quite gonna find the kill there, but quite a bit of damage coming out. Chuki's is gonna be taken somewhat low, but not too low. And you love to see the aggression already coming out though.
Yeah, you're hoping they could do a little bit more with that one. And the problem ends up being trading with Yumi feels kind of pointless. Trading her health for your health because then she goes untargetable, and then it's like, oh well, you know what? What was even the point? So you do get the pressure, so you can get level 2 first. I think that's the thing you're looking for with Robbie.
Oh my God, Robbie's looking to get first blood here though. Can't quite hit what he's looking for. And oh my God, what Toxa still goes down, was stuck inside the W and just takes too much damage. Ultimately goes down, and the Karthus mid is already looking like a bit of a menace.
We talked about how important it would be for TBA to get some of these early game leads, and Robbie says, no problem, I'll do it myself. As Kitsuo shows up just to make sure after the TP, Toxa isn't able to do very much, and Robbie, like, he knows his limits, man.
Yeah, absolutely. That defile as well. It's that passive damage that comes out from it on the card that just hits like a truck. But regardless, back gets us up to amplifying tone and is gonna head on back. I gotta ask you, are you surprised at all by the dematerializer coming out for Toxa at all?
That's pretty normal amongst mid laners. It's good with helps with wave clear. You do that little bit of extra damage
True.
to minions once you use them. It definitely makes a lot of sense.
You see Topo actually push up into this rather large, not shoving this right, defend from this rather large wave that's shoving into him. He wishes that he could be shoving into the other turret, but that's not going to be happening. And Faisal just putting down some vision there, realizing that the Krugs have been cleared, and so that's going to give a lot of information on over to the rest of Team Pending.
Yeah, Kitsuo did go for the solo start, so that information, especially against the Viego, we talked about, could very well have that early game impact. Does mean that EGP, especially their bot lane, now know, okay, this Viego's nearby, so I'm just going to hang back.
Safer. Yeah, I got to play a little bit safer there. Don't want to get caught out. Now, Mia does have the cleanse and flash, so can get out of a sticky situation if need be. But regardless, obviously, don't want to risk that and look at Kitsuo. He's like, step up just a little closer. Just come a little closer. And Mia and I, there's something's up. It's like they're a little bit too passive. You don't see Chuki's either. And so they're not looking to risk anything. Oh, never mind. Spectral Molotov get charged up. It does connect. And oh my God, so much CC going to do with the flash. It's going to allow me to actually get away from the Zenith blade. Won't go down just yet.
The cleanse flash immediately coming through from Mia does manage to allow her to keep her life, as well as Dawn Praise as well. But you don't have much vision in the river, so you're not actually sure if Kitsuo is there. And with that wave pushing away from you, you do have to kind of back off for the moment here. But I think Kitsuo gets spotted. Either way, Mia's going to be able to get some vision and hopefully should be able to walk back to the lane. You do get both summoners out of this Twitch, making Mia very vulnerable, and that's something Kitsuo is just going to look to take advantage of in the coming minutes.
I was going to say, yeah, with Mia not having the summoners, that's going to be huge. You go for another one of these ganks where she's a little bit kind of overextended, right? And that should be a guaranteed kill, unless in some universe Mia still manages to get out. But for now, Kitsuo in this top jungle looking to path his way back down. The first drag is on the map as well, but overall, other than Yukino, not too much movement heading towards it just yet.
And we're already seeing it. Yukino's at that level 5 mark. Doesn't quite have an angle. Maybe, because the wave is in a pretty interesting spot, but I don't know if they know that Chuki's is actually there. For the moment, things are chill. Yukino, happy to just spend these early game farming away. It's actually already resulting in a little bit of a farm lead, because Kitsuo on the Viego early on, you don't have the most amount of clear, and the highest clear speed. And you did spend some time trying to gank, trying to look for some of these angles. Well, Yukino, you don't do that. You don't like that.
he's not like other Ekarims. He's different.
yeah, he's different. He's farming away and ignoring your laner's pings. No Hecarim does that, I promise you.
Exactly. But now he's not ignoring any longer. Looking to go in here, find something here. Chuki's does get exhausted. Looking to try and find the damage here. The ghost gets popped as well. The Requiem gets dropped, and that should be a kill. Not quite gonna get
poison.
it. We'll still get the poison. Will come out, and the ignite as well will seal the deal, and a double kill as well. Down and goes yet another member.
That's what you needed as TBA. You get that early game lead. You take me out of the lane, and that means that a lot of golden XP ends up being lost. You see it in this replay, how this one ended up going down, and it's the fact that Yukino saw the angle. You get the speed boost with that devastating charge and help from Yumi, but Kitsuo was already on his way down. He ended up reading the play because of help from Robbie. You end up going 1-for-1 in that one, and stealing the Hecarim's corpse allows you to get the second kill.
Yeah, and there's that flash cleanse not being up, right? That's what we talked about before. Gets punished, and you said yourself, Kitsuo is going to be looking to punish that in these next couple of minutes. Kitsuo wasted absolutely no time, comes down, gets that double, and now that puts Robbie Bob and just in general the entire bot lane of Team Pending in a great position.
That's what they needed. Again, on Team Pending side, get ahead of the game early on. Start to push these advantages, and man, they just don't stop.
No, come on, give them some breathing room, please. The Heartbreaker gets dropped onto, I should say. The Heartbreaker gets dropped actually onto Dombre, and he goes down. I mean, come on, you didn't have to hit him back to back. They straight up just said they won't expect the re-gank, right?
Yeah, I mean, they clearly didn't, and what a great play it ends up being. This is what we always see from the jungler of Kitsuo, always looking for these angles, get his laners ahead, pick up these early kills, and he's just continuing to do that today. Here in this series, it's an elimination match against Evil Genius Prodigies, trying to secure themselves that top 4 spot. Even though it is a small lead, Team Pending have managed to find one.
Yeah, absolutely looking to run to the bank with it, but have to wait and see if EG Prodigies can find a way back into this for now, though. Juki's applying a little bit of pressure with that support proximity, and you see that also Masu in the bush, just waiting if they can find some kind of opening. He's there to help collapse on it, but not quite going to find anything, so Robbie Bob just going to shove that wave in. Let's get a little damage on that turn, and we do see that Kitsuo, well, oh, actually, Robbie Bob might lose his life if he's not careful. Wall Pain gets dropped, slowed down. Oh, you gotta go, Robbie Bob. The flash comes out. Oh, no, the Weaver's wall, though. There might not be an escape. Oh, hops on the wrong side. Oh, I'm still gonna get it. Oh, my God, the commitment. Still gets the kill.
It took a while. It was long, arduous. Robbie Bob, though, loses his flash on top of his life. It's a big play coming through from Doxa. To be able to, I mean, one, make Robbie Bob, who's been pushing pretty aggressively, that much more vulnerable because he has no flash. His exhaust still isn't up. And Yukino now has that onslaught of shadows, could very well show up and punish these coming minutes here. And that's a good way for EG Prodigies to be able to answer back, because so far, it's all been Team Pending in this early game.
Yep, Abo. Great here. Definitely gets the wall. A lot of damage coming out, though, but the healing so much. And actually, it looks to me like Doc's actually is going to get caught at the Requiem, gets dropped as well. Kitsuo trying to run him down. Heartbreaker right on top of him and grabs himself that kill. A little bit cocky there. Recall in the middle of the lane, or at least not as close to the safety of your turret, and you pay the price for it.
And it's also going to allow Kitsuo to do a little bit more counter jungling, snag the Raptors, which is honestly pretty good, because he started to fall behind because of all the plays he's tried to make in terms of CS. Whatever camps he can steal makes it that much easier, but now he gets to use the Herald that he picked up just a moment ago when Robbie Bob got soloed. He's able to get some gold back into his mid laner's pocket. So far, it's been, again, it just continues to be Team Pending in this early game.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been doing a great job securing that lead. Looking to definitely translate that into a win. Just chilling on this ball lane. They're just chill. They're just looking to play the long game, play the time game, just farm up, scale up, then do damage later on. They don't need to be all flashy in the first couple of minutes.
No, definitely not. Like, you still have big late game scaling tools, things like Yumi, things like Hecarim, and of course the Vlad on the top side there for Faisal. Okay, Chucky, surely he's fine, right?
Yeah, he should be okay. A lot of damage actually coming out though from Yukino. Does get hit with the stun though, and so overall, oh my God, that glacial augment, you just cannot move if you're in any of those raids. It is ridiculous.
Yep. And there it is. Chucky's didn't even have to pull flash. He's walking away. He's chilling. It does mean that Chucky's back does end up getting delayed quite a bit. That may play an impact to the fact that Dragon is spawning in 30 seconds, something along those lines. But EG Prodigies, you see Yukino pathing away from it right now. They're not interested in it. They're just going to let that one go. Continue farming things up, because Yukino's been farming up the storm right now. Getting close to 100 CS already. And we're just trying to rush that first mythic right away.
Yeah, absolutely. Wants to get that damage out on the table. But regardless, Doxa looking around here, though. Kitsuo knows something's up, looking to clear some vision. Doesn't get spotted out by the control ward, though. So Doxa will know that it's a little dangerous to be in this lane this time around. And so he's going to go ahead and play safe, clearing out that vision. And just in time for Drag to spawn. And with Yukino up in this top jungle, I don't think that the EG Prodigies can really do much here to grab this Drag.
No, they're letting it go. I mean, Yukino's just on recall, so there's no other way he can actually be a part of this one. He's very content farming things up. The only thing that's unfortunate is that for EGP, you're losing these neutrals, and you're not really getting anything for it. It's 2 dragons, 1 herald gone. The only thing you really have to show for it is 2 kills that have come through in the early game. But Team Pending are the ones still continuing to push the pace, still continuing to be active. Look at Kitsuo. Already has that first item and a little bit extra built with that Blade of the Ruin King at 3-0-1. And you see it just before that play, just before the play on the Dragon. He's still looking around, see what else he can get.
Yep, always got to be looking for that extra something that you can grab. But for now, it's a bit of a more slow-paced game. You can just still farming up. But I'm gonna quick gank real quick coming in from us here as we wait for as we wait for a couple of things to get sorted out. But so far, thoughts on the game?
So far, things have been great for TBA. This is what we usually expect from them in the earlier parts of the game. A lot of aggression, a lot of early movements, and ganks coming through from Kitsuo. And so far, it's been going pretty well. Also, of course, Robbie Pop getting the level 2 solo kill. This certainly helps as well. But this is kind of how you usually see TBA play the game and how they find a lot of their advantages. But on the other side, EGP, been a little slower than we're used to seeing from them, but I think it's the nature of something like the Hecarim coming through here. And they're just looking to fight things out when it comes time for that 3rd dragon to spawn. That's the big spike that they're looking for. And when you have things like Twitch Yumi, Hecarim, Vlad, that's a spot where you'll actually be pretty strong, even if you find yourselves falling a little bit behind. So that's the kind of the gambit they're going for.
Yeah, definitely. At TBA, they're looking to maybe sprig a little bit of a sweat with my 2-0 prediction for EGP. I'm not gonna lie, they're looking pretty good. And we also said, right, it was gonna be, this is one of those matchups where it's so hard to really call it. Like, it's not with any kind of certainty that you can be like, yeah, it's gonna be 2-0 for this team or that team. No, it's like we're seeing it right now. These teams are pretty well matched, to say the least.
Yeah, you could say that, because even though you're seeing a lot of activity through for TBA, the gold lead, at least before going into the pause, was actually not too big in favor of TBA. So overall, as long as you're keeping up in terms of income and things like that, you're not sweating too much if you're EGP at the moment. I think now, I wouldn't worry about your prediction just yet, Echo. I mean, game's still just beginning.
True. Very fair, very fair. And like we said, right, you pointed out EGP, they want to kind of take that time to get ready so that once this fight, especially with that 3rd dragon, once it comes down to it, they can get that damage going and that they can just scale into that late game and start hitting hard. Because, right now, obviously, they're more than happy to just sit back, just take whatever's coming to them, right? Obviously, you don't want to die, but, you're more than happy to just give up a little bit here and there. You play you're the big brain. You play the long game.
Do. That's kind of what they're going for. And so far, it seems like things have been working all right. I think the big thing, again, that's going to decide it is that 3rd dragon fight. Because if you lose that 3rd Drake, can't get anything for it, and things get a little more brutal, in my opinion, especially once we see what that dragon soul ends up being. Because if it's a powerful soul, that could just be the way that we see TBA. And game 1 could be their big win con, so that they can close things out, not let EGP get to that point where they've scaled up, and they just win the game.
Yep, absolutely. I'm curious that the head-to-head matchup right in this bot lane haven't been seeing too much kind of like one-on-one action. Can we just like get them in like the pit or something? Just have them like 1v1, don't get out right for the title. Exactly. Fight club on the rift, something like that. Yeah,
I mean, usually when you see the Ezreal come through, it's probably what we're expecting to happen from Masa, and I think that's kind of what we've been seeing, where you see a good bit of Chookies trying to leave lane, move with Kitsuo, sync up so they can control vision, look for ganks, whatever the case may be. But on the other hand, Yumi, not as strong at doing that, so for the most part, you're going to likely see him sit on top of Mia and her Twitch just to see what plays are available to them in lane while they just continue to get gold and XP.
Yeah. I'm curious about, well, not curious. I'm actually expecting when we kind of get to that point where it's just going to be heal diff pretty much. It's like you've got the Yuumi heals coming out with the Vlad as well. The amount of healing that he's going to be getting towards his mid and late game as we slowly progress there is going to be huge as well. And so if they don't start building that anti-heal sooner than later, it's like you said, right? Especially on that Hecarim, he's going to become unkillable at some point if they don't keep him in check.
Yeah, it's something they're certainly thinking about on TBA's side once they get some of their more crucial items out of the way. But we are getting word that we are getting back into the game. Thank you so much for bearing with us. And here you go. What soul are we looking at? Is that Hextech? Yeah, I can see the gates on the mini map. There you go.
Okay. Oh, Lost Chapters get dropped.
Yep.
Juki's though got a flash over the wall to escape that one. Was looking for something cheeky, but nothing quite coming out of that one with Yukino being there as well. And with that, now the Yumi's going to be swapping partners there and hopping onto Yukino, and they're looking to see if they can find anything.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about in Champ Select. Yuumi Hecarim, very brutal combination. Again, the stuff of nightmares. And that's kind of what we were expecting later on into this game to come through. But again, Yukino hasn't been able to find too much, but that's okay because I mean, between Doxa's solo kill, the fact that not a lot rather, has been going on. Oh, hold on a second.
Oh, no, not again.
Not
They're gonna fight him
exactly the same way.
Oh my god, no, Doxa, you need to learn. Oh, look at that, dude. Shuki a real one as well, just making sure that Kitsuo gets the kill. But again, Doxa getting caught out in the same way he got caught out the first time. You hate to see it.
That is actually a pretty brutal one. No teleport too. And 20 more seconds means it's a good amount of gold and XP you're losing. Robbie Bob isn't going to overstay pressure the turret, but that's just gold and XP Yukino is going to go ahead and pick up for himself here. And it's a lot of pressure Team Pending have been able to put in the middle lane. You can see Robbie Bob is really starting to benefit from the gold that he's been getting as a result. Already has tier 2 boots, has the Leandres as well, and is backing just to go ahead and spend some more gold.
And with Kitsu as well with the Blade of the Ruin King, definitely something you got to watch out for. That's going to be a lot of damage coming out. And a 4 Obiego, not something you want to see.
Hey, you want to see it if you're pending. Or if you're a veteran who voted for pending. He's probably feeling really good about that one. But like I see your point. Like, Kitsuo's in a really strong position. I believe he's gotten for himself. You're already seeing item number 2 on its way with that Hearthbound Axe. Now, it's actually EGP who get that first move onto the Rift Herald. Can they actually stay there is the question. We're just seeing the Requiem come out.
Yeah, Requiem gets dropped on Yukino is going to force him to back off. They may have gotten the first move, but they're not going to get the last lap. That's going to be Team Pending instead, as they looked at us going in and secure themselves this Herald. You hate to see it. Good moves from Yukino coming out, but at the end of the day, just forced to give that on over. Can't risk both of them dying there.
It's brutal. Now you have this opportunity to just, if you make another play onto Doxa, you can drop that Herald mid. Robbie Bob's already done so much damage to the turret and make it so you can knock down the tier 1.
Yep. Bobby needs to be careful. They're dropping the wall of pain there. It's going to stop Yukino in his traps. Yeah, no, he was like, he dropped the wall. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever.
He's like, oh, yeah?
What are you going to do? What you going to do, huh? You can't catch me. I'm too fast.
Apparently. And then you never think you hear Karthus saying something like that one, but it is what it is, you know. So that ends up being a gank avoided, not a summoner spell expended, and that's good because you're looking for whatever play you can find right now for your EGP to set up for this dragon. You again, third dragon. This is the big moment that we were trying to set up for this EGP draft that they have for themselves. Are they actually going to be in that spot to be able to do something about that third dragon going through? Because they find themselves down a little bit of gold, like 1,000. You spread it across the map. It's you know, it's not that much. No, you're kidding me, bro.
No,
Doxa,
please, dude, Doxa, no. Goes gold with the stopwatch, and it doesn't even matter. Still goes down 3 times in a row. Doxa, please. You have to learn. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
Okay, to be fair, I think that is just the culmination of all the other lessons he was taught earlier on. Because at that point, my man's under his turret. Like, he's supposed to be safe, but nah, man. They know he's got no flash, and Kitsuo's like, nah, buddy. Nah, buddy. Not today. And no mid. Means easy dragon. That's sole point for Team Pending. And once again, EGP get nothing for it.
Nothing to show, no other objectives up at the moment. All Yukino can do is just sit in his sulk in his jungle and farm.
And I mean, he's also going to try and farm Pending's jungle a little bit. Oh, actually, he's looking for the potential dive top lane. I mean, nope, it's actually just going to be to take the turret. I don't know why I said dive, but the big point is you are going to be able to get some gold on your side of the map here. And it's just desperately needed if you're Evil Genius Prodigies.
Yep, definitely. There we go. Turret does go down. The Requiem gets dropped as well. Topo, so go ahead and scare them off. And in this bot lane as well, they use that Rift Tail to take out the tier 1, looking to secure themselves. So crash here into the tier 2 should be able to do that just fine. Okay, watching. Nothing finding though. Meanwhile, in this top lane though, we see the Keeper's Verdict gets dropped, and nothing really coming out of it. And Topo with the flash over the wall to get out of there. But the Hextech help cuts him down, and FaZe looking to grab himself that kill. Meanwhile, in this bot lane, down goes Mia, but they will find at least a trade over onto Kitsuo. Pick up that shutdown as well for now.
Doxa's got to be feeling good about that one. That was a big chunk of gold into his pocket, but overall, damage has been done. You got so much value bought. You got so much pushed in mid as well. You don't get to take down the turret. It lost more than half of its HP. What do you get in response? You get a turret topside, you get a kill onto Topo, but overall, this is still Team Pending's game.
Yeah, definitely. See the Rift Herald here as well, charging up for that crash goes in. See Mia trying desperately to put up some kind of defense. Can't hold the turret though. And oh my god, the Heartbreaker combo, the flash, and then right into the Solar Flare. Doesn't have that cleanse anymore, does go down. Kitsuo trying to grab that body, but was just too close to the turret. Does end up going down in response. So overall, they trade the turret for a kill and a life.
And I mean, it's something, but it's brutal because Mia's been also another one receiving a lot of attention on this bottom side of the map for Kitsuo and the rest of Team Pending, and it's really starting to show in the CS lead that Masu's built up for himself here. He's almost 20 creeps up. Mia is been the recipient of a lot of Kitsuo's ire, and it's just been tough for this Twitch.
Yeah, definitely, right? It's like, especially in this where you just want to kind of scale, but it's like you're just being run into the ground right now by Team Pending. So maybe if they can solve this game, they can still find something, but right now, it's not looking too good for him. Reckon getting dropped, and Baron is live now. Actually, meanwhile, on this mid lane, though, Doxa gets caught out, but no, he's actually there. He's got his boys there to protect them, and instead, we're looking to turn the fight here onto Masu, though. Can't quite catch up to him. Solar Flare gets dropped, which will stun Yukino, and he goes down. Gets the reset. Kitsuo looking to find some more. He's hungry, and he's going to get himself yet another kill. Down goes Doxa, and no, Dombre, leave the poor cat alone, please. Gonna get the double kill, though.
Kitsuo says, I'm a dog person, sorry. He's going to be able to very easily help dispatch another member of Evil Genius Prodigies. As Team Pending just firmly in control of this game. You got two big ultimates out of that one, and the mid jungle support out of the picture. Go for the Baron. It's an easy pickup.
Yep, nothing that the side of Evil Prodigies can do at the moment. Have to sit and watch and wait to listen for that dying scream of the Baron. The resets coming through as well from Team Pending. So we'll get a quick replay though of what happened there.
And it's the idea that you hope that you can catch out Masu here. You have a lot of tools in your favor. I mean, you can hit the weakless wall. You can see, even with the exhaust, a good amount of damage is done onto Masu. But he's over the wall. There's a little bit of left-right as he flashes over the wall again, just to buy time for the team to show up here. And the CC was layered so perfectly, Echo.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Masu. Now he gets the E forward. Look at his health.
Yeah, play. You think he's playing with fire, but he's like, no, my team got my back. I don't gotta worry about nothing.
I'd be tilted if I was watching that. He just gets to walk up, participate, and it sets you up beautifully for the Baron. That's now going to allow Team Pending to just take more turrets off the map.
That tier 2 is going to be taken down, and so the map is being just absolutely demolished, and so is Mia. Yeah, I mean, at this point, not much you can do there. Also gonna go gold there with the stopwatch, so Kitsuo gets to walk away from that one. They do get kind of sectioned off with that Weaver's Wall, but other than that, not much more coming out of it. Looking to take out this tier 3 as well here, which is the Keeper's Verdict as well. Come on, what are you gonna launch them into their own base? Like, that's just disrespect right there, Topo. Come on.
You just get the tier 3 turret, the side of Team Pending, and look what's coming up in a couple of seconds here. It is the Dragon Soul, but look, there is no Mia on the screen right now. She's only just walking out of the fountain. The dragon is already here. This is a 4v5. EGP, they need to stop this dragon somehow.
Yeah, they do. We see Doctor trying to get to that back down there with the Hextech Portal. Faisal as well with the TP. They do have them sort of boxed in at the moment, but I don't know if they have the damage needed to get the kill. Onslaught of Shadows to try and get over to that dragon. Can't quite find it, though. Doesn't get the smite, though, and so instead, Yukino will go down. The soul will go into the hands of Team
Mia's
Pending,
here.
and
Spray and pray.
the kills as well. Spray and pray indeed, but you spray, you prayed, and you miss too much because you're not getting enough damage out, and instead, you're going into the grave. Down goes Mia. And with that, Doxa and Faisal, the only two left standing. And speaking of that, Faisal is not long for this world either, and down he goes.
Oh, that's brutal. Only one person left. It's Doxa.
Ah.
But you can't ever frost the Heartbreaker as Team Pending break the hearts of EGP fans, make it and everyone on the casting desk as they absolutely smashed Evil Gigi's Prodigies in Game 1.
Absolutely. If this is... if this is a sign of what's to come, I'm quite worried for EG Prodigies. Oh, look at that Yukino trying to put up a last defense. He's just getting stunned, shoved into the wall. He's getting abused, beaten up. He's got like a bruise, a black eye everywhere. It's just sad to watch. And with that, Nexus will be taken out, and Team Pending get themselves their first win.
What a win that it is. Again, like, these are players who have been playing the last couple, 3 out of 5 players, been playing in CLOL these last couple of days. Win it all and also fly home to play in PG yesterday. They just can't miss a beat, Echo, as they just continue this dominance here in the quarterfinals with a convincing Game 1.
Yeah, absolutely. They take W's over at CLOL. They take W's over here. They don't take no L's. They don't. It's not in their vocabulary, bro. CLOL, it's just called CO because they don't take L's. It is what it is, bro.
yeah, that's literally what it is, bro. They never seen an L in their life, bro. And now, and this game was really telling too, because you look at the draft that they had going for them on the side of. We know the value of how good it is that early on. Not as much options, not as much agency to make things happen. And the rest of TBA, well, they love that. They said, yeah, all right, bet. We can do whatever we want in the early game. Okay, no problem. And Kitsuo, Chukis, we're just all over the map.
Yeah, absolutely. EG Prodigies need to step up if they don't want to get thrown out of this thing, but they do still have a chance. Let's take it on over to the desk and see what Ravish and the rest of the gang have to say about this, though. Ravish, what do you think about that, man?
I mean, it's not really up to me on what I necessarily thought about it, because right from the beginning, Veteran is actually moving up back and forth because he's thinking, okay, my mind is firing out all, and my hair just grew 2 more inches considering your brain waves are moving, my brother.
I'm back, baby, alright? They thought I was gone, but I'm back. I got the 1, I'm gonna get the 2, I'm gonna get all of them. I've downloaded this region, man. I told you, alright? I told you. TBA, they came in, they had EGP's number, and it was even better than any of us expected, because we all pretty much unanimously thought, well, EGP, they must surely have some good players, at the beginning of the game, right? No! TBA actually got their advantages individually at the start, and that's despite, as you can see in draft, Twitch Yumi being a severe counter to the bot lane of Ezreal Leona. They never actually had any individual advantages in the lane open up. Instead, the advantages were like Robbie Bob solo killing Doxa. And off the back of these lane advantages, Kitsuo was able to run away with the game, and Yukino had to spend the whole time band-aiding different parts of the map and couldn't play aggressively topside like they normally do. But even if he wanted to, that's a poppy. That's one of the hardest things to play aggressively into, and it doesn't really care if you actually put it behind. So, very good game plan from TBA, a game that they played very well individually and surprised even us on that, and they're on their way to proving me correct about how this matchup actually goes.
I mean, I absolutely love it. So you mentioned something really important there too. So right from the beginning, that Robbie Bob solo kill. Now, Solaria, I'll let you talk over this one because I believe you were the one who mentioning EGP, they're really good in all the lanes. I think you said the word was better lane by lane. So let's take a look at this lane by lane matchup in which you believed Robbie to be less superior.
I can't believe that this fight even happened. I think Doxa should literally just walk back to tower, but they took the 1v1 as Talia against Karthus, and Yeah, I mean, honestly, mid lane snowballed from here, and
Yeah, well.
ooh, yeah, it's a rough one for Doxa to take from there.
Well, we didn't even do the Coffers keys and the S pattern you're supposed to do in that situation. And Doxa had flash, by the way. This was just a monument. Robbie Bomb just in his head for the rest of the game. They actually piled on the pressure. You saw so many 4-man's mid after that. They knew where they were breaking and they pressed it to the Nexus.
And you know what? You want to know what just the best part about all this is? Hold on, I'll let you go real quick. Robbie Bob Morello, Namicon second. He doesn't care.
I mean, there's a Yumi, there's a Vlad, there's a Hecarim, there's healing, you know, man. What am I going to say? There's healing, you know, may as well. And you know what? Yeah, at that point, after Robbie Bob's absolute demolishment, you know, my boy there, he's like, you know, they deserve a shot. You know, I'm not going to spend this goal on something useful. I'll just finish the Morello Nomicon, you know, right? It's fine, you know, like his anti-heal, you know, it's all good.
I mean,
I can get some damage later. You know?
After Robbie Bob spent the entire game ulting on cooldown for gold, yeah, let's just throw it away a little bit. They can have the gold stuff. It's fine.
I mean,
that's
they need
why
a little
First
bit
Strike
of hope.
exists. This is it. It's the only reason. Oh, man,
They need a little
the
bit of
absolute
hope.
best.
Without that hope, they can't take, you know, the one game that would make the prediction perfect, you know?
That's completely understandable too. But what I did want to do is to break away more of that hope too. Is a fight I wanted to look at. Now, there's no real significance to it, but I just wanted the people to bask in the glory of just how smart we are. Look, it's happened around 6 minutes of the game, right around that dragon fight, where Yuki knows, yo, this is cool. I'm gonna do something. No, you're not.
I mean, crucial to note, Yukino is actually pretty late on this, given that they've already crashed and it's quite clear the objective is to go for that Infernal Drake. Clearly where they're going to be grouping towards is their own jungler in Kitsuo. If you wanted to do this, you had to intercept them before the crash actually happens. Doing it on the crash, it's really easy for TBA to get their setup off. If you do it before and they still try to go group in with it, you can actually just back off and that's already a win for you because they don't get a crash on that wave and you can actually enter River first. But this particular thing is something that TBA is always better at understanding. You even saw them take advantage of that in Herald later on, where even though EGP were first, because of top priority and the state of and how Poppy can play these ways, they could actually get the grouping to force them off the Herald as well. It comes down to these groupings. EGP don't seem to understand them on the level of TBA, and that lets TBA turn solo advantages into team advantages, into like what, he was like 8-0-3 at one point on Kitsuo.
And that on its own is truly a testament. There's two things there as well, which I was really impressed by. Now, outside of TBA, and especially with Kitsu and Robbie as well, Robbie has mentioned how in just the past month or so, he's been working a lot with Kitsu. And Veteran, you did mention how through Robbie's advantages, Kitsu was able to run the map even more so. So just the fact that those two did so fantastic this game is just a testament to how well they're coming together. And on the other end, they've played on 12.9 and 12.10 for how long now? Just the fact they've adapted so quickly is something to behold. But let us also bring it back a little bit to the game here, Solaria, and look on the other end. Now the team, EGP, your favorites, of course, you know, they struggled a little bit as well. But I'm sure there is a brighter light at the end of the tunnel. What could that possibly be?
Honestly, we talked up this huge game of them playing topside, this huge topside centric game. I think that they had the winning topside for so much, but playing this topside game into Topo's entire champ pool is a little bit hard. Maybe we'll see them try it playing bot lane, play to Mia's strength instead. See if bot lane can do it. It's an option.
Did say this would be an option. We were talking about it before the death. So saying Mia loves playing these main character champions, and if allowed the resources and the opportunity to be able to pop off, then we know she can take that and run away as if it was a train with 0 stops on its end. But better to pick your brain a little bit. Give me in 10 words or less what EGB can do to be better.
It's time to play around the main character on the bot lane, boys.
Yeah, you heard it here first. I have those 2 words left to go. EGP right now down 1-0. We're in quarterfinals. These teams have been favored since the beginning of the season. Their players have been highly acclaimed, and especially no bot lane as well, which has made a name for themselves right from the start. Can they do it? I'll stick around and find out. We'll be back after this short break.